Hello friends, and welcome to today's video.
Today's video is about the plan.
The plan to leave land for good. It's a little scary, but we have 3 plans we want to share with you, and hopefully the wind is not catching on the microphone. We're outside, we're at our home marina. We're gonna miss this place.
It's beautiful here.
We're gonna miss this place. It's in Kemah, Texas, Waterford Harbor. It's done well for us in the last 10 months.
I love it here.
Let's talk about.
Say goodbye.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is gonna be hard to say goodbye. We've met some great friends and had some great times. But we have 3 plans for the next 3 or 4 months and 6 to 12 months. So we're talking long term. Where are we going? What are we doing, right?
Yes. So our plan is to leave around June the 8th. That's the magical number. And that number is not flexible because that's when my contract ends. And I did not want to leave before my contract ends. So we kind of stuck around that date.
Yes. So, but you'll still be working. We'll be working together.
Yes.
All right. So that's gonna be fun.
Just not at my current job.
That's gonna be a great time. So let's talk about this. June is not the right time to leave in the Gulf of Mexico. June is hurricane season.
It's the very start of hurricane season.
Yes. Now it's not too difficult because hurricane season really picks up more like in July.
End of July mostly.
And we always get hit August, September, October. So, So we have 3 plans. 1 is Central America, 2 is Southeast Caribbean, and 3 is United States East Coast. The first plan, Central America. All right, so plan 1 takes us from Texas and a quick jump down to the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, Isla Mujeres. You have Cozumel and Belize, and then the islands right off of Honduras. That'd be a lot of fun. We could stay there a little while. If we had to go further down for hurricanes, a quick jump down to Costa Rica or even Panama. This will be the sweet spot for plan 1.
Oh my gosh, there are so many positives with the Central American plan that the more we talk about the different plans, the more excited I get about this one in particular. They would all be absolutely amazing, but this one's really speaking to me right now. Some of the positives of it is it's like one of the quickest routes for us within the 3 plans. We can get there fairly quickly. It would be a great cultural experience. We get to visit different countries. Olivia's been learning Spanish so she can practice her Spanish, which I think is a fun way to learn, is just to be immersed into the culture. What do you think?
Well, for the quickest, I like the safety factor. Yes, there's the Gulf crossing. It's a shorter Gulf crossing than going to Florida, 5 or 6 days. And then from there, it's kind of coastal cruising, which is super safe. That's what we've been doing for the last 4 or 5 months. So there's a lot of benefits. Also long-term, for the long-term plan, it's also a quick route back up around Cuba, pit stop in Florida, and now you're in the Bahamas. Can't go wrong there.
Sounds like an amazing plan to me. But we have to think big picture. We have the positives, but then we also have some negatives and some concerns that we have with this plan.
Foreign travel. First, we don't know how to do foreign travel other than hopping in an airplane, right, or a cruise ship. We're new to leaving our home port. We're new to being on our own boat and traveling somewhere. Now throw the unknown of what does that also look like in a foreign country. The customs, the going in and out, all the rules. There's so much learning, and there's a lot of unknowns with the foreign travel.
And of course, if you're a seasoned sailor and you know some of the information that we're a little bit fearful of with our Central American plan, please leave it in the comments. We are trying to learn as much as we can now so that we feel more confident in June.
For sure. I can't wait.
But we have 2 more plans, so.
Drum roll. Plan number 2. Plan 2 is starting in Texas, obviously, making a run, making a straight shot down to the Florida Keys, running over to the Bahamas, and then I think we have Puerto Rico, a few other islands, to Grenada. Also with Grenada, we have the wonderful islands of Bonaire, Curacao, and Aruba. And we could stay, hopefully we could stay, at some of these southeastern Caribbean islands.
Caribbean is where, when we first talked about sailing, it's like, that's where I want to go. That's the places that I want to be. So that plan sounds absolutely fantastic. It's immediately in beautiful water. It's still having that going to foreign countries and learning about new countries and cultures. It just sounds absolutely fantastic.
Also, a positive is once you cross the Gulf, there's really no other major trips, unless you want there to be. You could do day trips from island to island to island, little overnighters, which we feel very comfortable doing, so it's within our skill set of sailing. That's nice. A little more peace of mind, a little more safety.
A little more fun because you're not just, well, I mean, we enjoy the sailing part. I don't think that's not fun, but, you know, getting to experience more and more in a quicker time frame.
Yeah,
that
that's true.
Sounds fun.
It is a lot of experiences. Also, it puts us in a great spot long term. Long term, I mean, people spend decades in the Caribbean. You could, so many places, so many cities, so many different countries are represented there. We've heard that's below the line, that hardly ever, never gets hit. So it might just be the safest destination. But
with every plan, there's the cons, right?
Yeah.
So for me, like I said, this is the place where when we first talked about sailing, this is where I want to go. I want to go visit all of the Caribbean islands and explore the culture and not just spend one day there or an overnight. I want to be able to spend some time there and get to, you know, learn about the cultures. With this plan, because it's June and it's hurricane season, and that's like the hurricane alley right there, it would be really quick. I mean, we would, yes, it might be a couple of overnight sails to get to some certain destinations, but it would be so fast that I wouldn't get to spend the time there that I wanted to when we're first starting out. So that's kind of a big con for me.
Yeah. The pace, you're going to miss a lot of stuff.
Yes.
A lot of great locations and opportunities. Along with the pace, hand in hand is the distance. This is the longest of our three plans.
Yes.
It would be a lot of weeks of anchor overnight every now and then and sail, 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 sail. I haven't even calculated the distance from Kemah, Texas, Florida down to Grenada, but it's just about the longest route we can do in this vicinity of the world, and to do it before hurricanes, and we don't know when they're coming, right?
Yeah.
Ugh, so that's a little scary. It's a risk.
Well, and from what we can tell, it's mostly windward. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure.
I don't know about that, but you do.
No.
So.
First thought, you're at Florida, you're heading south to the islands. The wind is coming east from the Atlantic. It should be a beautiful point of sail. A beam reach.
He always says a beam reach. It's never a beam reach.
And the islands aren't just north to south. The islands actually...
Looking at the people.
Sorry. There's people
He's
around.
distracted.
The islands are actually eastward. And so what may look like, off the top of the head, a beam reach, it's going to mostly be close haul. May even be some tacking to get to where we need to go. They're windward islands for a reason, I believe. So there's also the foreign question, just like Central America. While it's an opportunity and a plus, it also is a con because it's a new realm of unknowns of traveling to the foreign countries. Even though I believe these foreign locations are going to be a little more cruiser friendly because that's really the bulk of their economies. Or not their economies, but
they're well traveled.
They're well traveled locations.
Yes.
So. Well, that's the first two plans.
Yes. So if you know about the Caribbean, send the message to me.
I really don't know which one of those two plans I like better at this point. We have to keep learning. But, drum roll,
Plan 3.
Plan number 3. The United States East Coast. Plan number 3 has us starting same location and heading across the Gulf of Mexico to the Florida Keys, around the Keys for a quick pit stop in one of the great marinas here. What is it, Fort Lauderdale area? Okay, we can get work done, we can get things accomplished if we have tasks to do. And then a quick jump up to Georgia. Beaufort, I believe, is one of the first stops. Fort Macon, Savannah. We can go into Virginia. You have the Chesapeake Bay here. If we move fast enough and it's still the heat of summer, you have Maine. You have some beautiful, beautiful locations on the East Coast. Let's talk about it.
So plan number 3 was what we've originally said all along was going to be our plan. We're just, you know, going to leave here. We're going to jet as fast as we can, get up the East Coast. That was the plan. What are you saying?
Visuals, visual aids.
But now, after it's getting closer and we're talking about it, there are pros of going up the East Coast and there are cons. So some of the pros are...
Some of the pros, I think the first and obvious is it's easy. It's familiar territory. It's the United States, our homeland. So there's a lot of ease. There's not the immigration. There's not the customs. Ease of travel is a positive. You've got Walmart, you know. You've got all
the things that are familiar.
The local familiarities and conveniences.
Olivia has never visited most of the cities in the U.S., so it's a great opportunity for her to kind of explore the motherland and visit some of other cities and cultures and things that, you know, she hasn't been able to experience. We can go into the ICW.
Yeah, we know that there's protected waters if storms arise. We have the ICW if we needed it. Seems like the biggest plus is it's easy, it's familiar, there's convenience.
We're being chickens.
Chickens, it's safe. There's also the learning. Did we mention the learning for Olivia? Seeing
Learning
the East
for
Coast?
Olivia, yes.
So that's cool. She can see New York, Boston, some of the cool cities in America, some of the countrysides.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, it's beautiful.
So that's cool, that's really cool. Let's talk the negatives.
Well, the cons.
The cons.
I don't like the word negatives. The cons is distance, yeah.
The distance is, it's another pretty fast pace. Not as fast as Plan 2 to the Eastern Caribbean, but it's a faster pace than if we went to Central America because we have to get to Florida. You're heading to the hurricane zone, get around to the East Coast, and then make a few Atlantic jumps. Atlantic jumps during hurricane season.
Sounds a little treacherous and scary.
Yeah. Now, with the pace, just like with the Caribbean plan, the pace also means we're going to miss out. We're not going to see some of the beautiful beachfronts in the Gulf Coast, Western Florida, the Keys. We're not going to be able to spend any time there. And so we'll miss that. The pace means we'll miss things.
Yes. And because it's along the East Coast, we don't know that there are very many anchorages there. So you're going to have a bigger expense with marina fees and things like that just you may not have taking some of the other routes, being able to use a mooring ball or you just use your anchor. So that's something that's kind of an unknown.
That's good. Well, I was going to ask, I mean, I'm sure we have folks who know the East Coast. Maybe you can let some good marinas, affordable marinas, and anchorages, put those in the comments for us. That would be super helpful.
Super helpful.
American prices might be more expensive than other countries. That's just a guess. I think I've heard that. I know Florida, the marinas are way more than here in Texas.
Yes.
So, pluses and negatives. Is there anything else for Plan 3?
Well, we also said that even though going up the U.S. coast would be a familiar thing, an easy thing for us, familiarity can also be a con. You know, it's just too comfortable.
Good point. Yeah, it's not as fresh, not as new.
Yeah, I think part of the journey is finding those new places that you've never gone before, those foreign places, and learning about different people and different cultures. And so I think that this plan would be nice, and it will be beautiful. The water is going to be beautiful, but I feel like
maybe,
I don't know.
Well, I want to find my own little island, right? At least a piece of a beachfront. We're probably not going to find that on the East Coast, are we?
Probably not.
So, pluses, minuses. Long term, for the East Coast, it's good because it puts us at a route to the Bahamas, even though it might be a little bit longer route than, say, the second plan in the Caribbean. You're already there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But if we get the nerve to jump over to Europe, we're in spot for it.
Oh, I don't know.
We'll talk about that at a later date.
He promised me the Caribbean.
Yeah, that first. I think that's about it for our 3 plans.
Yeah.
What do you think about the 3 plans? Leave your thoughts below. We appreciate all input because we're really brainstorming and going through the process right here. And man, we've got a lot of work to do. Apart from a few trips we have planned, short trips in our area, we have some solar we have to install. We have to get a house bank. We don't have a house battery bank. There's some upgrades. We want to look at our sails. You know, they've been ripping, they've been tearing on us.
We're going to take a diesel class.
We need to take a diesel mechanic class. We have a great friend here who's a great diesel mechanic and sailor, and so we want to work with him. There's just some things we have to square away in the next 8 to 12 weeks. The plans themselves, we have a lot of work to do, so we're going to share all that with you. We can't wait to share it. Thank you for watching today.
Yes, thank you.
My shirt okay? I'm probably too tall for the camera, too tall Jones.
It's windy, is it going to be okay?
Should we summarize the 3 plans?
We might be leaving in June. We don't know. That's a little bit of a scare factor for me
Big
right
learning
now.
curve. Right now my gut says I'm not ready for that.
Yeah, me either. Coming close to.
You've heard about Nicaragua?
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua, sorry.
I'm going to just stand up and you're like, hey. But there's also going, or, scratch that. I don't know what I was going to say. Oh.
I don't even know what marinas outside of Texas look like. So, we got laundry to do. Let's get out of here.
Time for chores.